Gather round, adventurers bold in the realm where tales unfold. The podcast of heroes, a quest divine, where imagination takes flight. Let's combine. Roll the dice, let the story begin. Monsters and magic, the battles within. From dragons to dungeons, a thrilling ride. Action Surge podcast where legends collide. Action Surge, it's time to embark on a podcast journey where dungeons spark. Venture forth with warriors true in the world of D&D. We welcome you. Action Surge, it's time to embark on a podcast journey where dungeons spark. Venture forth with warriors true in the world of D&D. We welcome you.
And we're live. And hail and well met adventurers. Welcome to the realm of imagination and dice rolls. Action Surge, where epic tales unfold, dragons breathe fire, and heroes rise against the darkness. Join us as we embark upon a journey through the fantastical world of Dungeons and Dragons. So grab your dice, sharpen your wits, and prepare to immerse yourself in a story where anything is possible. And people will jump in at the last minute to mess up cameras. We'll tell tales of valor, and weave stories that will echo through the ages, and talk a lot of rubbish because the action starts momentarily. Oh, what did I say? What did I say?
It's all right. It's all good. If you're late to my game, you don't get to play.
Welcome back. Hey,
Because I
Shay.
have two fun things tomorrow to DM for you.
All right, you know what? You guys can sit there and watch as we sort cameras out.
Yay!
Again.
All right,
Yay!
future people that watch this, the unedited version.
It's live.
Quick, everybody get your swearing out now because we're not allowed to swear during the stream, right? Oh, wait. No.
Oh, we're not?
No, I don't know. Yeah, we are. I always do. I don't know.
Oh,
I always
guess
do.
what? I heard something on
Right.
Mythbusters about swearing part.
Swearing
They-
what?
Evidently, evidently
Yeah,
when
what?
swearing while doing something strenuous, you're able to do it a lot better than not swearing.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's been proven a long time ago. It also helps you deal with pain.
Yeah, I saw that in Mythbusters.
I would say
That explains all the swearing in the bathroom at the men's restroom.
Wow.
I think all the swearing came out.
I have no idea.
Welcome back.
I know that I heard that there was a study that that said that people who swear are generally more intelligent than people who don't.
Oh,
That makes no sense.
Well, you know,
It's not
well,
for everybody.
people
it
differ.
might not make sense, but I didn't conduct the research, so you know, it might make sense somehow.
They don't. It's a lie. It's a wonderful little lie.
It's a bold-faced lie.
Invented by someone who swears too much and doesn't know better.
That could be, I suppose.
I know this for a fact because I'm the one that started that fucking rumor.
That seems
Yeah,
pretty.
me too.
But that seems pretty intelligent, though, to start a rumor like that.
Covers your ass.
That people who are swearing are more intelligent.
Hey, who's showing me the Dragon Ball Z stuff?
Hey
No,
Shay,
don't
how you
swear.
doing?
You will listen,
Yeah.
Brian.
Where? Because I'm more intelligent. I'm more intelligent because I swear.
That's
Ah.
Heart Girl.
I just swear I'm more intelligent.
Hey, Brian, I think he's trying to show you something.
I know
He's
the
spiritual.
you can deal with pain better when you're swearing part because that's swear of a storm when I broke my arm.
Hi, Shay.
Till the adults came, and then I started crying. I stopped swearing.
Well, you had to stop.
You had to stop. You had to stop when the adults came.
Yeah,
I guess.
I think you missed the part where he was just a kid.
yeah.
Oh, I gotcha. I
Well,
gotcha.
we should have led with that part.
Yeah. I'm gonna rewind.
I was
that
in
part.
middle school or whatever, but
Ugh.
Oh, our watcher goal is at 10%.
Nice. I think that's higher than it was, right? Or I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I don't even know if that works now. I don't know if that's actually functional.
I'm still running. I'm still playing it.
But I got my brother just started playing it. I'm trying to get him to join the guild, so to speak.
So he could run things a little bit.
So you can run things. No, you're running things. Why would I delegate? Why would I delegate to? Why would I delegate to Brandon when you got the show on the road?
Well, it's thanks to you. Yeah, I just been playing.
I just invited you to the game. I didn't take over the guild. You did it. You got the beating the dragon down pat.
Oh yeah. There's just the very last level to unlock. But
This is so weird. Why is Zach all like up in the corner? It's so weird.
nobody puts Jackie in the corner.
Nobody put Zach in the corner.
but he's in the top corner, so that means he's overseeing from the corner.
I don't think so, James. That's not quite how that works.
It's worth a try.
That's
Hey, you know
Zach
what?
in the corner. That's Zach in the spot. Like making funny faces. Trying
I'm
to
playing
keep
with
his
lazy
computer
eye.
working. Okay, here's one transition there. Let's see if that works. Oh, it worked. Ooh, yay! Yay, it worked.
So bright because the snow.
Now all we need to do is put Ashley. Oh, we need to put Shay in her spot, not in John's spot. There we go. There, now Shay is in her
It's
spot.
beans.
And darn it, where are you? Oh, there's an errant camera somewhere. Aha! I see it.
Aha.
You know, there's probably a garnet token in here somewhere where I can throw it up because John's not a camera. I do like make plans for stuff like that sometimes.
No
Yeah.
way.
I am tricky
It was
like
enough.
that
It was
sometimes.
enough of a fight to get a computer out here. I wasn't gonna fight him for the camera too.
I thought we were starting later today than normal, so that's why I was
Yeah,
late.
I'll just say, you know. Need to get that one from Dan then.
Yeah, I don't think he's talking to me right now.
Who, Dan?
Oh, so you must.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it could be. Yeah, this could be.
Why? Oh, is it because you killed his character?
There you go.
Yeah, that's why.
He feels targeted. That's why he felt targeted. I know.
Well, if you go off on your own, you're going to be a target.
Oh, one of those, huh?
Yeah.
I did stupid shit and you killed my character. No, you did stupid shit and you killed your character, bro.
I mean,
Well, that little shit.
not Not untrue in either case. Alright, where's Ashley at?
I actually tried to get killed last session so it would make it easier on Brian. It didn't work.
Well,
Sorry, we can't sacrifice all the problems. We got to solve them.
Yeah, I'd rather move to another game anyhow. We've actually gotten slightly attached to the character. I didn't really like him at first, but I'm starting to like him more.
Who that
Hey.
is?
He hasn't even stuck. He didn't even stick around to see what we find in the dragon's treasure hold. We might find a ring of witches, or a resurrection rod. Who knows?
My baby golden turd.
What do you mean? We haven't been in the game yet, so. You mean
I
because
wrote him.
You mean the day
I
you
wrote him
rage
as-
quit?
Yeah, I wrote him and said, "Are you? I left your blank character sheet for you if you want to make another character." Or
Yeah.
he hasn't wrote me back.
Where is Starja? Oh, there she is. Okay.
oh my gosh.
Well, maybe he's not happy about his character dying.
I wasn't too happy when I got one-shotted.
And
Well, I
that was,
laughed.
but
You
that
were
was in a
double
one
tap.
shot too. You were one shotted in the one shot.
No, she was
Well,
double tapped.
I started laughing at myself because of it, because I went on my own like a dum-dum. And hey, I learned my lesson.
Well, I hope you guys all know you're on stream talking about Dan telling him he's a dum dum. See, he's watching right now, being like, "Fuck you guys, man."
But he,
Oh, if he wants another character, he can come and ask me if he knows one.
I don't know the guy. I'm just saying.
He's fine. He'll be back.
And he's probably just people
He said
do
he
tend
was-
to get
he said he-
attached to characters, and it.
He said he'd play at some point, whatever. So, starting Sir Darwin, he said, starting on time in D&D, unheard of. Yeah.
oh,
Yeah, and we
guys.
don't. We play D&D like it's meant to be played. Wrong.
oh, and on No Good Deed, Cutler is not Prince Cutler.
Dude, what?
Name.
Remember on No Good Deed? With
What?
Cutler?
Yeah. What about Cutler?
He's now Prince.
Oh yeah, he is a prince.
Yeah, he's Prince Cutler now.
What's that, Colonel Custer?
He's not
Hey,
only a prince. He's an orc prince. Okay, so
Congratulations to him.
yeah, an orc prince. So yeah, an adopted orc prince. Okay, now we're all on camera. We're all in our parts. Well, we're not all on camera, but we're all in our respective spots on the feed.
Till John turns his camera on.
Till John turns his camera.
Sonic Boom.
All right.
I can still hear y'all. I'm just taking my sake to give my cat some water.
Yeah, we got third those.
Something I don't know if I heard it right, but I think Luther said something about getting his pussy wet or something. I don't know.
Yeah. that's what it said.
Oh,
What I
cat,
heard-
his cat some water. His cat some water. That's what I meant. Okay, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, I can still hear you guys.
Oh yeah. You can still. I don't care. I assumed you could hear me. That's what I was hoping. Otherwise, that joke would have been wasted. Wasted on, not wasted on the viewers per se, but wasted on people that didn't care about that joke other than me, which it kind of was anyways, probably. Okay, so anyway, so you guys are walking along. You guys faced some shocker dudes or whatever they're called. And yeah, so the golem moves on. The little dark-colored stone golem moves on. He's strangely formed out of what almost looks like the ether around you. A dark, shadowy stone almost. Oh no, I can't find what I'm looking for. Hang on, am I in the right thing? Nobody knows. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Here it is. So you guys are just gonna follow the golem and continue
Yes.
following the golem?
Yep.
Okay.
Wait a second. What about the glowy thing?
Yeah.
What about the glow?
The glowy thing that hit as the portal was closing or something?
What was the question? A portable explosion.
The glowy dot.
Yeah. What
thing?
about it?
I thought we were supposed to fight that.
I thought we were fighting that or something.
I mean, you can.
I thought it fled.
The golem is continuing onward.
Oh, okay.
The glowy dot is still glowing, still there.
But it's not doing anything?
It doesn't seem to be, no. And the golem is just kind of continuing forward.
Follow the golem. Keep an eye on the ball. Don't drop the ball.
Are any of you going to? Kea would be up first. Would Kea be doing anything to the glowy dot?
If it's
You guys
not
are
bothering me, I'm not bothering
You
it.
guys are kind of surrounding the dot at the moment, almost. Like, Luther and Kea and Tharja are right up on it almost, and Grendel
Yeah, I'm
isn't,
right on it.
Grendel isn't far from
Yeah,
it.
I think we had to take out the dot because it was working with some other stuff. They're trying to stop our progress.
So, Kea, you're gonna just follow the golem then?
Yeah, that's my plan.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna follow.
Okay, you notice the dot turns and just basically flees and goes back through that copper curtain. And kind of just disappears. See, that's another thing. That's another option. If I had to get rid of Joe's character, he could have chased the dot through the copper curtain.
Yeah, that's actually true.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys follow the golem a ways. A little ways. Let's see. 1 second here. Sorry. The golem's name, if you remember right, is Peen.
Pain.
Peen. Like ball peen.
Yeah, ball peen and hammer.
Pain. Oh, I said pain.
You notice that basically Lady Cheodot and Goodman Alex were kind of useless. They just kind of stood back and watched. Somebody, I think it was Joe, that noticed a shadowy figure. A human,
I thought it was me.
a human-shaped. Yeah, it could have been you. But one of you noticed a human-shaped like hole in the ether, or the ether, as if it was watching from a distance. And then of course, you guys kind of move on, and as you arrive at this this castle, the first thing that comes into view, you see the curtain to a different demiplane, a pearl and silver sheet, nearly 20 feet long and over half that in height. It's brighter than most curtains, brighter than the copper curtain was, and it illuminates the plane that you're in a soft light. At times, large portions of the curtain fade into translucence and reveal the ethereal beyond. Yeah, I think I called this an astral jaunt, and it should have been ethereal jaunt, but either way. Yeah, it should have been ethereal jaunt because you're in the ethereal plane, not the astral plane. At any rate, in these
Or that's what the last
in these
session was called.
areas, yeah, but it should have been called ethereal jaunt. Anyways, in these areas appear a handful of shadowy, indistinct human shapes peering back out at you. As you draw nearer to the edge of the sculpted hill of a dark ethereal stone, or as you draw near, a sculpted hill of dark ethereal stone rises to obscure the smallest portion of the bottom of the curtain. The mage must be sure of himself indeed to build his home near such a spectacle. Upon arrival, you're met by a 40-ish looking man in blue robes and a second golem, like Peen, but blue with white sparks, but otherwise identical to Peen. He smiles warmly and looks over you all and says, I may assume you are, the delegation from Arabelle? He asks in a friendly baritone. The man in
Correct.
blue asks Peen, he says, show the party inside, Peen, to suitable quarters. And then he sends the other golem off, by calling it, Var. He says, Vire, go and get medical supplies if anyone is injured. And, he asks, he says, are any of you, injured?
Nope. Just Luther, but I healed him.
Nope.
Nope.
I can't remember if I.
Luther has a small boo-boo, but that's about it.
Well, they will fix that up, and so everybody will be at full hit points. This 40-ish gentleman, he has long brown hair pulled back into a ponytail, a short, well-groomed beard. He's about 6 foot tall and, right around like 170, 200 pounds. As you go into the castle, you notice that every once in a while you'll see another one of these golems.
Enhanced security.
Yeah. He takes you through a rather large and lavish castle. But you notice that there is not much to see other than him and the golems. There's though it's kind of decorated with fine stuff, it's also kind of Spartan. The decorations are really unlike anything you've seen before, but also you don't see any other people, like no people. And as he walks through the castle, kind of leading you guys along the way, he stops and then allows Peen to lead you on to the quarters. Does anybody have anything to say, or
What type of material is the castle made out of?
he says he says you're gonna say that to him, or are you asking me as a DM?
I first look. I'm looking at it before I ask.
Okay, so you're asking me as a DM. It is a dark stone similar to the golems.
Okay, I would like to use my knowledge of stone cutting and stuff
Yep.
as a dwarf to understand what it is. So what would I need to roll?
Do you have mason's tools?
No, I don't.
Give me a
But I have proficiency with it. I do have proficiency with them.
Oh, okay. You just don't have them on you. Okay, so give me your proficiency with maintenance with mason's tools. Give me that roll, and it can be either wisdom or intelligence. If it says the Quarian ability, you can go either wisdom or intelligence.
Wisdom will be my better choice than intelligence because wisdom's higher by one.
Yep.
Just a second.
No intelligence.
So did I? Let's see.
Now remember, up until this point, or actually up until you got attacked by the shocker beings, you guys were like getting direction and every once in a while talking to the golem, and the golem was answering back, you know, any questions you might have had. All right, James, you know that this is something you've never seen before, but you have heard of it being a dwarf. It is called Etherstone.
I asked him.
You suspect that the golems are also made out of Etherstone.
I asked him, how long did it take you to make this place with all this other stone that I've just heard about and never seen till now?
Are you asking this as you pass by the 40-ish guy, or are you asking this as you pass? Are you asking the golem?
The 40-ish guy.
Okay, he says, "Oh, I did not make this."
So who made these? This here. Has it been here a long time before you came here?
He says, go and get settled, and we can discuss it at dinner. He says, I don't know how long it's been here, but certainly Ionius had it before me.
Do you work for Ionius?
No. Sadly, Ionius has passed. Okay. So as you guys are moved along, the 40-year-old guy fades from view. He's kind of left back in the main entry hall kind of thing. And you guys are led down the long corridor to a set of stairs. Up the set of stairs, you find a set of quarters. There are some personal quarters that Lady Cheodot and Goodman Alex are given. And there are some rooms further down that you guys are given. And all of them, the golem says all of your rooms may be locked from the inside. He says, with a simple bolt mechanism. You may freshen up and get ready for festivities or dinner. And then he kind of just like walks off. So, are you guys going to go into rooms? There are separate rooms. You guys could share rooms. You guys could try to all fit in one room, which would be a little bit cramped, but not undoable.
I don't feel comfortable being alone in a strange place.
Or maybe
This would do.
12 of us per room.
Luther dips off into the nearest room.
It's however y'all want it.
The girls could be in the one room together, while the men be in all the rooms,
Okay.
as I suggested. What say you?
You're a bit late. Luther already took off into the room and locked it.
It looks like that's the answer.
I guess Luther just takes off and locks the door.
Okay, so
Garnet-
who's
Gar-
sharing rooms or whatever?
Garnet
The
will
girls
take
will
a
be sharing. The girls will be
Garnet,
sharing room.
Garnet and Sebastian will take a room.
Okay,
Well,
so Garnet and Sebastian are going to be in the room by themselves then too, right?
Yep.
Um,
Okay, so the two girls are going to share a room
Yep.
at the very least. Okay.
Yep.
and does Grandalith want me to share a room with him or nope?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter to me either.
Okay.
Granolith and
Actually, yeah, I do want to share a room with him. I have some stuff I need to talk with him about.
All right.
So Grandalith and Gavor are going to be in a room. Luther's going to be in a room by himself. Garnet's going to be in a room by himself, and Kea and Tharja are going to be in a room together. Correct?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, just making sure I got that correctly. All right. The rooms are again like like lush but Spartan. Like so that they have the nice fine beds, nice well wrought furniture, but there's very little in the way of the actual furnishings, and like there's like maybe one tapestry in each room and a rug, and then there's a nice bed and a nice desk and chair kind of thing, and that's about it. Or a nightstand and chair, something along those lines.
All right.
You guys are in your rooms for a while. Grandalith or Gavel, you had something you wanted to talk to Grandalith about?
Oh yeah, I actually wanted to let him know about the stuff that I observed that I didn't say anything about. I wanted to let him know about all the stuff that I've observed.
Such as
Like the symbol for Xanathar's guild, and basically a rundown of everything that I noticed I observed. Because I feel like information is necessary, and well, you're the muscle around, so I feel like it's worth sharing with you.
we'll definitely keep an eye out.
Yeah,
How
and
effective we'd be against the entire Xanathar guild.
it it's just something to keep an eye out for. It's like
With that.
it's there, but it's like we don't want them to know that we know.
Exactly.
Now you see why I waited.
So whatever you do, don't tell Garnet.
Okay. I'm very selective about how I share some knowledge because sometimes some people can handle it, some people can't. And you've been with me for a very long time, and I trust your judgment.
Yeah, we should probably let the others know, honestly.
Okay.
So I would say in the morning we have a little powwow before we go too far into this situation.
You know,
Okay.
I will say when you guys were walking through and you seen all the other, like when every once in a while you would see another golem. Each of those golems was colored distinctively from Peen, but they all basically looked identical, other than the coloration.
Oh, many peens, different colors of peen. So the 50 Shades of Peen?
Sort of, but you know that one of them was called Vair, so.
Oh.
Was it a blue shade of Vair?
It had blue lightning around it.
Yeah.
Can you purchase blue Vair from the local gas station?
Vaigra? Okay, so all right. once you're settled, the golem comes and gets you for dinner. Um, you believe it's a reddish colored golem, and you believe it's it's you obviously think it's not Peen. Um,
Peen.
it doesn't give its name, and uh, it says the Sapphire Mage will now join you for food and sustenance, and you guys head down to dinner, and you guys are there at the table, and you see the 40-ish man in the blue robes, and he's sitting at the head of the table, and he says, "Ah, welcome guests. I trust your rooms are your accommodations are sufficient."
Yes, thank you.
I'm amazed of the stone work here.
He says, "Ah, yes, that was probably done by Ionius, my predecessor." He says, I'm not really sure, or if somehow the golems built this before Ionius existed. It's always hard to tell." He says, "But welcome. Is this your first time in the ethereal plane?"
This is the first time I only heard stories about ethereal stone.
He says, "Well, if this is your first time visiting the ether," he says, "then you must know that time travels a bit slower here than it does in real life."
Hmm.
He says, "About 10 hours here is about right around 1 hour of your time."
Oof.
He says,
So here you could be.
he says, "So, when you guys are done negotiations here," he says, I imagine we'll conduct negotiations over the next couple days. Um, I recommend about 8 hours of negotiation starting tomorrow after you've had a good dinner and a good night's sleep, and we can start an 8 hour session tomorrow, and we'll do at least 2 sessions of 8 hours each, followed by a few hours for a daily cycle of about 36 subjective hours." And he says, "But essentially in your time, that's only about 3.5 hours from when you left."
Interesting.
What about those shadows? Like people that's watching us as we was walking up here.
He says,
What can you tell me about those?
he says, "Oh, I
Tell us about those.
I would say best not to pay attention to anything in between the aether."
Hmm. So basically, ignore them.
He says, "Yes,
Hmm.
I would just try to ignore them. Yes." He says, "Usually things between the other don't bother you."
Well, they were watching us with great interest.
He says, "Oh yes, that is a thing they do. They definitely watch, or at least it seems so. You may notice them here, but not likely. I believe the castle somehow pushes them out. Although I, on occasion, may have caught something out of the corner of my eye. Which, when he says that, you're like, oh yeah, because you kind of caught that dude out of the corner of your eye, and then when you looked, he's gone.
Okay.
It's kind of a weird, but it rings true. Like, on occasion, I've caught them out of the corner of my eye. Like, rings true to you as far as like how it kind of felt when you seen that one."
Okay.
He says, essentially, they are possibly on the border ethereal. There are many ways to enter the ethereal, and and there are also ways to kind of be here while not being here. And he says, and that's what we call the border ethereal.
I can never remember what's the name of the person we're guarding, of the woman we're guarding here again.
Lady Cheodot.
Lady Theodot, were you well while you were in your room? I didn't like leaving you unguarded.
She says, yes, quite. I have Goodman Alex to keep me company and mostly bore me. But, yes, I was quite well. She says, luckily the rooms seem to lock from the inside via the sliding bolts, so I'm not too worried about things. She says, and plus, you are right down the hall, and with you as a protector, I feel like just a brief yell, and you'll come running.
Anyone fancy a song tonight before dinner?
The Sapphire Mage says, I, for one, would love a song. I don't know the last time I've heard one.
You ain't gonna hear one today.
He said, I imagine that it's been a while.
28 performance, so I play a lovely tune.
Nice. And dance, too, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. After you're done, there's a little bit of applause. You guys have dinner. When you wake up the next morning, you will be, refreshed, and you will benefit from the Heroes Feast.
8 temporary hit points.
Yep. Heroes Feast. I believe it's 2d10.
Of course, Kaida gets bits of stuff to eat too, here and there.
Yep, 2d10. So when you guys wake up the next morning, 2d10. When you guys wake up the next morning, you are immune to poison and being frightened. You will make all wisdom saving throws with advantage, and your hit point maximum is increased by 20.
Nice.
And you gain 20 hit points. And these benefits last for 24 hours.
Nice.
So for the next basically the next whole day, basically.
Okay.
Wait. Is this ether time or regular time?
It's your
Ooh.
ether time. Time in the ether, but I mean, when you guys get out to your town, it'll still last 24 hours if you guys haven't used up the 24 hours here. Okay. The next morning there's a breakfast, a brief breakfast, and brought to your rooms, and by several different golems, kind of to make everything a little bit more expedient, to where you get different golems bring breakfast to each room, kind of thing. Once you're had breakfast, you guys head down to basically where you ate dinner the night before, and you are essentially sitting around the table with the Sapphire Mage, and he says, I'm so glad you could join me here from Arabelle. I'm assuming that you've had time to mull over my proposition, and I'm hoping that we can negotiate the best way to allow me to take over the city.
Should we all make persuasion throws to see who should be leading this?
You could. Or you guys could
Persuasion.
decide amongst yourselves, or you guys could just pick the person with the highest and kind of help
I
that
think we
person,
do
or
the
however you want to do that.
Like, our charisma characters. So either our bard or our warlock.
Luther was to point out there's a problem with the whole thing.
I may be good at it. The last time I tried, I'll assist whoever is going to take the lead, because I could be very assisting. I do very good assisting.
And I will cast guidance.
Well, let's make a roll for it.
Oh, look at that.
And add a D4 on there.
So you would have 3.
Do what now?
Wouldn't she have 23?
What about having 23? I see you have it, but what about it? You were asking about it?
Yeah.
Or are you just telling me what you rolled?
I got 23.
Okay, gotcha. So you're just telling me what you rolled. Okay. All right. So, John, who's adding the D4?
Whoever makes the persuasion, like when we're actually doing the talking, I'll add the guidance on.
Okay. I think that they were doing the persuasion checks for that talking type thing, but I mean, there was two persuasion checks made. So, Ashley, it looks like you rolled a D4 for guidance, even though you didn't mean to. But okay, so 24 for Ashley right now for Tharja. All right, and but the problem is that there wasn't really any negotiation going on per se, other than just you're rolling. So he says, oh, so you are all in agreement that I should be able to begin immediately, correct? So Ashley, you made that 24. Are you going to say that, yeah, you should go ahead and take over the city that we're trying to get you to not take over real quick? Or what are you going to say?
I say no.
You're going to say no?
Lucas trying to flag someone down to ask a question, because he's not sure if he says it out loud it'll screw things up.
Okay, so Luther's trying to get someone's attention.
What's up, Luther?
You know about the big ugly dragon thingy, right?
Oh yeah, we still have that to do with.
How loud is Luther going to say that?
Oh no, he's like kind of just like hush.
Hush tones, okay.
Hey.
Yeah, because it's like.
Speak up. Let's.
But
Speak up.
I'm sorry, I'm not even sure if what I'm doing is. I'm stumbling over my own idiocy here. Please forgive me just a second, Brian.
Okay. I don't think people will really notice a whole lot when I'm on the stream. So
Well, my problem is I'm unsure if this is metagaming.
They'll be like,
Oh.
well, okay. So metagaming is basically using outside knowledge that you didn't get in game to influence your game in a way that would be ridiculous or unfair. Essentially, that's what metagaming is to me. So let's say that you. So hold on. So let me finish explaining. So let's say that you, Zach, know that red dragons are immune to fire, right? and you decide that in-game your character also knows that red dragons are immune to fire, that's metagaming.
Unless you
Okay.
have a reason for it.
What's that, Joe?
Unless you had like a good reason for it, like say, you know, you were a historian who studied dragons, and you might know that, but
Right. Well, even so, until it's in-game knowledge, then it's metagaming. So like you could say, well, would my character know that the red dragons are immune to fire? I would have you make a check, and then you would know whether or not they're immune to fire or not. You know, and then you'd probably find out that they're not immune to
Okay.
fire. They're probably just resistant, but they are. I think they are immune. I don't know off the top of my head, but regardless, the point is using that outside knowledge and bringing it into game. What's that?
That helps a lot, and that actually lets me pose the question I want to.
Okay.
Would Luther have the forethought to give this guy the heads up about the Dracolich going around in its crap?
You might. Luther is a bit more intelligent nowadays, since he was in the brain matter of the giant elder brain.
And we listen to Luther at times because sometimes he has a good idea.
or we just like to make him think he has a good idea.
And if Luther thought it was a good idea, he might say it regardless of whether it was a good idea.
True.
That's true. Would you like me to roll for it or just spit it out?
That's up to you.
Spit it out.
Okay.
I
He
would say if you
just
want to
spit it
roll,
out.
I would say if you want to roll for it, let's call it just a DC 10 Wisdom check. If you fail, you can't help but spit it out. If you pass, you decide whether you spit it out.
Okay.
That's one way to do it.
And you failed, so you can't help but spit it out. Luther can't help but have
What about
diarrhea of
the
the mouth.
But that's Luther for you.
That's so on point for Luther.
It wouldn't make any point to me even move there if it's still running about.
What are the terms we're trying to get him to reach here again?
Back off and realize he can't do nothing because the people he's trying to make a deal with don't have no authority.
Right.
That's partially it. Yeah, basically, he wants to take over the city of Arabelle, and the city of Arabelle does not wish to be taken over, for one. But the people that he's treated to don't really have the authority to give over the city of Arabelle, as it belongs to the kingdom of Cormier. And he would have to. You guys are emissaries trying to keep him from trying to basically take over the city. He's offered to buy the city, basically, and he's offered if he doesn't get to buy the city, he will of course take it over by force.
Then we shall kick his ass.
And you are there as diplomatic emissaries, not to kick his ass, but to try to negotiate with him. And so he doesn't do that. And now you may try to kick his ass, and that may solve the problem too. Although he is a sapphire mage, he does live on the ethereal plane in a giant castle with 10 golems. You may not be so lucky at kicking his ass.
Or we could get him Joe, aka Granderly.
To do what?
Or maybe,
As part of the negotiation, is that?
or maybe don't piss off the maid.
Here's our negotiation. Take
Or we
Grandolith.
could give up Luther.
Hey,
I'm sure-
Grandolph and Luther.
Take Grandolith and Luther. There's our negotiation.
Well,
They're worth 2 cities.
I'm sure.
Oh,
I'm
gosh.
sure if you really think about it, the potential rewards aren't worth the sacrifice you would make in order to take over the city by force.
True, that's true. You got a point, Kaya.
Not to mention the
some way
Dracolich.
where they can work together on everything.
So you believe there's a Dracolich that is also gunning for Arabelle?
Yes.
Yeah.
And let's not forget the gray mage.
And there's a gray mage. Yeah, you're right.
The gray mage.
Yeah, you don't know?
It's like, no, I've not heard of this gray mage.
No, well, that's because you spend too much time on the ethereal, and not enough time on the prime. You see.
Oh, and there's also been symbols of Xanatar's guild too.
And the Elder Brain.
Oh yeah, didn't get to finish killing the Elder Brain.
He'll be back.
We'll be back.
Oh, and
So
there's
do you really want the headache of all these guys?
A spider rat.
Do you really want the headache of all these
Yeah,
other ones
that's what
trying to
you
take
face.
same place?
He says, I did not know there was so much attached to the city that there were these kind of issues.
Also, we
It's
aren't the ones.
widespread on the surface. It's widespread.
We are not the ones that can give you the property. Technically is part of Cormyr. You would have to get the King of Cormyr to sell it to you.
He says, well, he says, but you are the king's emissaries, are you not?
City emissaries.
He says,
Uh,
so I'm dealing with you and going to get nowhere. So
you,
I should just take it by force anyways. So
No,
I am to
I
understand
think
that
you
the
listen-
city thought I was joking and sent people who can't negotiate.
actually, I have a suggestion.
No, we
You're
also
powerless to
sent emissaries
negotiate
the-
with me, but yet you're here negotiating.
We also sent
I'm trying
emissaries
to find
the king
solutions.
to inform him of the situation. But your golem said we needed to come see you now. So we came to see you now.
Instead of let's finish on our whatever we. Whatever it was.
We did not want to insult your majesty by letting you feel like your offer wasn't being given proper attention. Now we've escorted some emissaries who are able to speak a little more on what's available and what isn't available. But I would warn you, the Grey Mage has already attempted to lay claim to this territory, and this would put you in a struggle against not just a Draco Lich, but the Grey Mage and the nation of Coromar.
All right, so make a deception check, Joe.
Finally, something I'm good at. Oh wait, I'm not.
Yeah, you are. You're good at that, Joe.
Yes, I am.
There you go,
See?
19. All right.
One of your caliber, though mighty, would surely second thought even that much opposition.
He says, it is something to consider, yes. He says,
Oh, I have an idea.
I believe that Ionius probably never had these problems. He says, still, in order to conduct my experiments, I do need a not ether-bound place to do it in.
Why?
And Arabelle seems large enough to conduct this experiment. And just the right place.
Brian, may I use a history
What?
check?
Sure.
I have an idea. Why not work with?
1 second, James. You guys are
I'd like
stepping
to-
on each other a lot today. Go ahead, Zach.
I would like to do a history check to see if any of the previous places we've been to would be a proper spot for what he's looking for.
Go ahead.
Oh,
nothing comes to mind except for possibly Erebor. But Erebor is huge, and uh, but it is autonomous. So other than Erebor, you can't think of anything. But also, that's a whole you do even Luther understands that that's a whole different ball of wax essentially, like
Yeah.
a whole different can of worms or whatever, you know.
All right, Luther's gonna be like, okay, this is a headache. I'm gonna just leave this alone for a moment. He's just gonna go look out a window.
What about the? Go ahead, Joe.
Wasn't saying nothing.
Oh, what about the abandoned castle that we kind of cleaned up? That Luther claimed to with his flag, even though it was a white cloth on a stick. Would that place might work?
Why don't you make a history or insight, intelligence, wisdom, one of those checks, and I will let you know. I'm going to go even with the 16. You hardly think that the Sapphire Mage who's looking for a whole city is going to be happy with a ruined, burnt-out old castle.
Yeah, that'd be kind of insulting.
In the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
From what he tells us, he's already been alone most of this time.
Maybe
it's not the
he
being
should
alone
go
that he's
alone.
worried about.
There's also another one option. Maybe you could talk to the maybe we could talk to the King of Cormier and see if there's a way you can make an alliance with the King of Cormier for like a city or something. For you helping them and they help you. Basically a mutual thing against this the Grey Mage as well and other stuff. An enemy of my enemy can be my friend.
All right.
I'd like to say something out of character in a moment.
All right, James, roll me a D100.
Okay.
And you're hoping for a high roll. And I'm going to roll a contested D100. And my contested D100 is for the Grey Mage.
Okay.
Not the Grey Mage. The Sapphire Mage.
Okay.
The Grey Mage is Joe's.
Damn it.
The inverse of what you
got. Smack me around.
Okay, what's your persuasion skill?
My persuasion.
Do you have proficiency in persuasion?
No, but I do have proficiency in intimidation. That's the downside.
All right, well then you can use intimidation, but you weren't using intimidating type of language, so I would say that you were trying to persuade rather than intimidate at that point. So
I was trying to.
So what's your intimidation? What's your intimidation or what's your persuasion skill without the proficiency?
4.
Okay, that's still pretty decent.
Which
will be 20, so that'll put you at what'd you get, 68? So that'll put you at 88. So you are doing better than him by 2 points at this point. Hold on one second.
Skin of our teeth.
I will say he's slightly incensed. That will put you down by 5. That puts you back just below him. But I will say that you guys have all made a pretty good argument, which will give you an extra 20, which puts you guys well ahead of him. So I will say that he is definitely intently listening, and he is definitely intrigued by the whole idea of perhaps being gifted a city, like because the idea that he doesn't have to pay for it and he doesn't have to bring his armies to bear, then he's all good about that. Um, um, Lady Chiodot also begins talking to you know the Sapphire Mage about things and such, and while you guys are negotiating, it kind of becomes apparent that Lady Cheodot is not really representing Arabelle's interests, like, from seemingly at all.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's a little odd.
That is a little odd.
Are any of you going to say anything to her?
Are you sure that's what we're doing, Miss Chia?
She says, "Need I remind you, I am the envoy. You are the guards."
True, but sometimes you should listen to advice. Anyone.
The Sapphire Mage says, "Oh, well, I hardly invite you to join this debate. Please do so. But today has been already somewhat stressful and somewhat given me a lot to think about. So let's convene tomorrow's session."
Okay.
So, anyways, he kind of bids you leave. You guys, finish session kind of negotiations and have kind of a quiet dinner, and he kind of goes off on his own. Um. Oh no, sorry, not tomorrow, but the second session of the day, because it was two sessions a day, kind of thing. That later that evening, after dinner, you guys start your second session. And you guys go through some stuff. Again, Lady Cheodot seems to not be really representing what Arabelle wanted. Like, it seems to be
Her own agenda?
Yeah, it almost seems like she's just not taking cues from anybody. Like, just like she's got her own thing going on or whatever. And,
Lady Chu, you know how much I respect you, but this doesn't sound like what we were sent here to do.
she says, I am more accomplished in these things than any of you. I have been an envoy for far longer than you have been guards. And
like
she
to-
says, I assure you that I
Luther
know
knows
what I'm
when he
doing.
smells bullshit.
Luther knows when he smells bullshit.
I like to roll an insight check.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll an
Luther
insight
wants
check.
to roll an intimidation.
What'd you get for insight, John?
22.
22, okay. 22. You know that you feel like she is not on the up and up at all. You feel like she actually is trying to subvert the negotiations. If not in the Sapphire Mage's favor, then in her own favor, or just completely in the disfavor of Arabelle.
Last night and I didn't like them.
Now,
Luther wants to do an intimidation, please.
For his part, the Sapphire Mage's position was explained evenly and openly to everybody by Peen. You remember that in the first thing, like
Yeah.
he was basically, hey, I'm buying your city, or I'm going to take over your city. That's what I'm proposing here. You know, whereas hers has been like, okay, wait a second, this is not making sense. Why are you basically? She almost seems like she's egging him on into taking over the city, if anything.
This is not.
Like negotiations aside, no money. Just go and take your army in there and level the place. Is what she's kind of almost like. She's not saying that, but that's how you take it, Garnet.
Right.
So anyway, so you guys finish up kind of like for the day, and the next day, the second day's first session is kind of unremarkable. But are you guys going to do anything that night? Sorry, the night before the
Yeah, I'm gonna pull everybody together, and I'll be like, I'm gonna tell them she's trying to get this to go to war.
Yeah.
I just don't understand this. This is not the same woman who gave me these opportunities.
Okay.
If we can't stop her, that's what this is going to come down to.
Okay. I can I'm not sure if it's possible, so I need to do a roll with you, Mr. Brian, see if this is possible. Use my Volkswagen agent with the writing a question and stuff, see if they could send and get like a message. They get it signed in whatever, and when they reply back, I get the message and it's like yes or no from the king or someone above her.
Okay, who are you sending them? You're trying to send a message?
Yeah, I'm thinking of the idea of sending a message, getting authorization from someone above her station to prevent this, even approval from the king or whatever, as long as it's someone in station above her that she will respect. But I'm gonna use my Volkswagen agent while I do the writing thing, see if I can get it sent off. I know they'll reply and it comes back to me or where it's designed to go.
Okay, well there's nobody in the ethereal plane that you know or around that you would be able to interact with anybody from.
It's done by writing and magic.
Is it done between planes?
Put the description up, because
Okay.
it might be done by writing and magic, but it still has to be passed on to someone.
Kinda.
Yeah, you have access to the Volstrucker Shadow Network, which allows you to communicate with other members of the Order over long distances. If you write a letter in a special arcane ink and address it to the member of the Volstrucker and cast it into a fire, the letter will burn into cinders and materialize a hole again on the person of the agent you addressed it to. Okay, so same as that used by the wizard to describe spells in the spell book. Okay, so yeah. Well then hold on, let me see. I believe sending will do that. So let me see real quick.
I know it's a wild gambit, but it's something.
Gambit.
Hey, it's a chance.
I know what Gambit is.
Range. Okay, so yeah, so the the range is unlimited. Roll a d100.
Okay.
Pick high or low before you roll.
I'm gonna say hi.
There's a 5% chance that the message won't arrive. Okay.
I would have picked low.
I got 64.
Okay, you wait, and what seems like seems like a long, long time. Like, probably like at least 8 hours goes by and you don't hear anything. And you're getting a little antsy. It's about to be morning time,
Mm-hmm.
and you still haven't heard anything. And then uh, suddenly a letter materializes in your hand,
Okay.
and it says uh, that that you're in luck. They happen to know somebody in the king's entourage, or in the queen's entourage, and they can send in an emissary post haste. It will take about a day to reach Arabelle.
Okay.
Which will be even longer here.
But now you realize, now you realize that a day in Arabelle will take quite a bit longer here.
Oh yeah, like a couple of days.
24 hours in Arabelle is 240 hours here.
Yeah, we'll be a little while.
We're gonna
So
have
how
to
do
keep
we-
them busy.
So how do we delay Lady Chiodot's plans until they arrive?
Yeah, and even
That's
if you
pretty
even if you could delay him that long, I mean that's 240 hours. That's like 10 days.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Wanna wait.
Week.
And the
Correct.
Sapphire Mage wanted you guys to convene negotiations basically the next day.
It just means we have to convene negotiations without Lady Chiodot.
Just lock her in her room.
Who's got some poisons that'll just make her sick?
Whose
Luther's
room
just gonna
are
hold
you
the
guys
door
in,
shut
by
on
the
you.
way?
What?
Be the one in the group she'd known the longest. Maybe I could do a deception check and find a way to keep her out of the negotiations until they arrive.
Yep, like slip some poison in her breakfast.
I can make her sleep.
Probably
Luther
not.
can hold the door shut on her.
Wait a second.
Only a 9 on deception.
See if I can do it.
You got some poison there, Grandolith?
I do not.
Oh, come on.
I have a poisoner's kit.
I don't either.
Look, I don't think I have anything poisonous. No, I got no poison.
I got nothing either. Except for sleep and yeah, just sleep.
I used to. Let's see.
What you think?
I have a question.
Put her ass to
Do
sleep.
any of you have a poisoner's kit?
Nope.
No.
Not something I have.
Okay, because I was gonna say some of you could
I'll
make
second.
poison, depending if you
Let's
had the ability to do so.
Hold a second. I got one.
What about Garnet? Garnet, you're an artificer. You don't have any kind of poisoner's kit or anything like that, or
I have a poisoner's kit.
you do?
Ah,
Okay, there you go.
Someone's got a poisoner's kit.
I do.
And
Makes sense.
Luther has some rope.
Here's the next question. Do you have a spell focus or like a reagent pouch? What do you call it?
I'll use a focus.
Material component pouch.
I'll use a focus.
You use a focus. Okay, so then you don't have any spell components. So
But I do have a
your poisoner's
that's
kit.
counted.
Your poisoner's kit might have enough stuff in it to make one small dose of sleeping potion.
Cool. You got the right idea, Bob.
Okay. So you guys, I'm gonna assume you guys. We're gonna say you guys are all in the room with Grandolith and Garnet, who are in the room, right? So we're gonna say you guys are all in that room talking about this, like talking about what the plan is and why, what's going wrong, kind of thing. Um, make everybody give me a perception check.
Oh, that's not something I'm good at. But I'm going to do good at it anyhow because that's just what I do.
That's where these dice hate me.
Here we go. You ready? I roll. Good enough.
15.
If it's for to be like a surprised, Sebastian can't be surprised.
Okay. Why can't he be surprised? Is that just something
It's
that
a
they
thing
have?
for that they have.
Okay.
Well, he wouldn't be surprised, I'm sure. But what is the highest roll there? Well, besides Gavor's negative 900 and not was that your perception too?
Again.
That's the click in the roll.
Right, but is that the same one that was having the problem before?
Yeah, perception's
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
been his issue.
Yeah, that's
So,
that's the
I
one we
will
keep
roll
fixing too, but it
this
don't
one.
stay.
Let's see.
Just roll another wisdom based skill.
That's what it did, I think.
Oh, survival? Yeah, that could be wisdom based. Yeah, it is. Okay, so we're gonna go with an 8. Actually, we'll just go with the 16 that you rolled on the d20 the first time, and we'll just take 1,009 off there and add 3. So 19. So 19. So Gavor, you got it again. You hear some gentle footsteps in the hallway outside the door.
I tell Kai to check it out.
Okay, so Kaida turns invisible on instinct and flies between the little door on the window, the little window in the door, like the little slider window. And are you going to look through her eyes, or are you going to just have her report back?
Report back.
Okay, she comes back. She comes back and she gives you the impression, a visual impression, and the visual impression is Goodman Alex is walking down the hallway, and he's kind of like looking around, and he's kind of looks like he's being sneaky or trying to be sneaky.
Okay.
I'd like to attempt something then. Would it be possible to maybe just pop the door open and yank his ass in real quick?
You could try.
I would attempt that. I would be happy to attempt that.
All right.
I let him know quietly. That's who's coming.
Are you going to do this all quietly also?
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
give me a stealth check
Yes.
first.
I will do so.
We all will?
No, just me.
I just think.
Not bad.
See, kind of is my ears there.
Yeah.
Eyes and ears.
Basically.
I scored a 22.
I have a bad feeling we're gonna have to fight.
Okay. Okay, you yank him in, and he is startled. The door closes quietly, and he's like, like that, and he's just like, beside himself with he doesn't know what to do or think really.
I'm just waving, I'm waving at him to calm down.
Oh, no. I ain't giving him time to calm down. I'm going to intimidate him if possible.
All right, what are you gonna say?
You better start talking now. What is going on?
He says, but don't kill me, and he looks very frightened.
Right.
I'm gonna do another persuasion check to see if I can get him to tell the truth.
No, he's already frightened. Why would we have to persuade him?
No, you don't need to overdo it, because if you overdo it, you'll not get anywhere.
Well, what are you gonna? He says? What do I to tell you?
Your mistress isn't doing her job. Why?
You see a flush of relief wash over him. He
Oh,
says,
really?
He says, "Oh, you've noticed too." And he says,
Yes.
he says, that's my thoughts. He says, I, I thought she was, I thought she was being, just
What type of person does
ostentatiously,
she like?
just obstinate. He says, I think she's trying to subvert these negotiations.
She is.
He says,
We'd have to agree with you.
He says, I was out to warn the Sapphire Mage, but I've had no luck. Have you seen him?
And also, I look at Grandolith and them. Shall I show the letter? I showed the guy letter. She's yeah.
You show the guy the letter?
Yeah, she's been re-delegated.
What's re-gallulated mean?
That means
okay.
she has been told to she's been removed from her post.
What are you talking about? You're just making some stuff up now. What are you talking about, James? I'm the guy that's supposed to make the stuff up. I don't know what you're talking about. What are you doing there?
I like to have imagination.
Nobody's got removed from their post. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I was explaining what that word was.
Yeah, but nobody got removed from their post, is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. Must be one of those days.
Oh boy. Okay, so what you're saying is you thought that the lady was removed from her post?
Yes.
No, yeah, she wasn't removed from her post. No.
She's getting assistance from another person coming in a day.
No.
In 10 days.
No, you negotiated with the Volstrucker agent to get somebody from Cormier to come in and speak on Cormier's behalf, but they won't be here for 240 hours, which is 10 days. Which by then the negotiations will either have gone and been long over with, and destroyed, or you guys will have figured out a way to deal with it. But essentially that's too late.
Okay.
You sent that thing out. They replied about an hour later their time, but it was 10 hours later your time.
Yeah, time differential, it'll mess up anyone.
I wonder if maybe we need to look into I wonder if she's under some kind of spell. What race is she?
She's human, isn't she?
The Lady Chioda? Yeah, she is human.
Yeah. Yeah, so she could be under enchantment.
Okay.
Do we break the enchantment?
We got to determine if she's under enchantment.
He says, Goodman Alex says, I have thought that could be the case, but perhaps the I don't know. Perhaps the I don't know who would stand to gain by her being charmed.
Someone who wants to see the city fall?
He says, yes, precisely. So who? And my guess is she is not who she is pretending to be.
The Cult of the Dragon, the Red Wizards. There's 100 different people that would.
There's a lot of choices.
He says, no. I think your first choice is probably most on point, Sir Grandolith. He says
That
he
was
says
my suspicion too.
he says the Zentarum, the Black Network is always known for things like this. Uh, he says I don't know that she is with them, but there is something amiss for sure. He says he says what could we do?
That is the question.
What's
good one.
our
He says
Yeah.
okay? Hmm. What authority would we have to? Is there any authority or rules say that we could just say obtainer or detainer or something like that? I'm just trying to think of any loopholes.
If she's not
That can go-
well enough to continue in the negotiations, who is in charge of negotiations then?
Exactly.
Good question.
he says well I suppose I would be.
Cut it out, Leonard.
Ow.
Okay. Well,
Well, I think she's going to have to come down with being sick tomorrow.
she needs this tea. Let's see.
For the good of all Albion.
Yeah, I just gotta figure out how to get the stuff into.
Eldion?
Yep.
Okay.
Whole second while I strangle a pup because he's being rude.
How much?
What?
What about you? How much access do you have to Her Lady and her food?
Over here. Right here.
He says well I'm in the same room.
Now lay down. Bean, watch
Well,
your head.
Just next door anyway.
Luther has an idea.
What does Luther have?
Luther can pick her up and give her a piggyback ride, and then you can put it in her tea while he's running around with her.
That might work.
Luther gives good piggyback rides.
Make it go outside.
Okay. So he says well if you discover a way that we can I hate to even say it, but put her out of commission for the negotiations tomorrow, I think that could possibly work.
Luther can beat her up.
Oh, we don't want to beat her up.
He says no, it can't be so overt as that. He says I hate that I've even contemplating such underhanded
can
things.
scare her?
Oh. Well, I've done worse.
He says
I've done worse.
He says, "Oh, please do not avail me of things that you've done that are worse than the things that we are talking about here. This is clandestine stuff already, and I am flustered to be even a part of it."
Don't worry about
Luther
it.
can
We
just
will
hold the
figure
door
something
shut.
out.
He says, "Very well," and he kind of like,
I'm thinking we just give what poison you have to him and have him slip it in her tea.
How would that work?
I think she trusts you more.
I
She
think
hand
you
selected
should.
you to be her guard.
Mm-hmm.
True.
"All right, make a why don't anybody with Arcana make an Arcana check?"
It's not me.
And since you have
I do.
Shadowfell ties, Grandolith, you could make a history check.
Why me?
History check.
Yep.
Why
Wow.
Or another applicable lore type of check, but nature works. Okay.
That's my area. What I'm really good at is
Zach,
nature.
did you really make a 16 Arcana check?
It was meant
Thar-
to be a joke, but
Tharja-
I think it was a good roll.
Okay.
That's why we keep
Both
saying,
of 'em.
why me,
Think
man?
that-
Why me?
All the same. Oh my God.
So
This is
so
not my
so a
style
strike
point.
of lightning, to Luther, in his mind, he suddenly comes up with this strange idea, and of course he doesn't know where it comes from, but of course Tharja, you also realize, and Grandolph, you're not sure, but Tharja and Luther know that poison really won't work in the astral plane,
Oh yeah.
or in the ethereal plane. I mean, sorry.
Actually, I have a good explanation why Luther would know that.
All right, go
How
ahead.
so?
Go ahead, Luther. Tell us this flash of genius that you had.
One time when Luther was little, his mom was telling him stories about ethereal plane while he was on the ship, and so apparently, poison doesn't work on the ethereal plane. Luther's mom was telling him she was trying to bribe this noble or something. I thought it was a fairy tale.
Well, if not poison and not bleach drink, how do we keep her away from the negotiation tomorrow?
We could maybe subvert her subversion.
Or we could have Luther give her a piggyback ride.
That works.
I'd love that. I'm sorry.
She needs to have a little fun. Piggyback ride. Whee! You want to? Nope. Oh well. Whee!
Or we could have someone distract her and keep her busy.
Luther can take her fishing.
He says Alex says, he says, I am sure that whatever the case, that Lady Cheodot is an enemy of Cormier, and her true end goal is to perhaps subvert these negotiations, or perhaps even have the Sapphire Mage go to war with Arabella as it is, and I hate to,
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
shudder
the name of the
to
place.
even think, but perhaps even assassinate the Sapphire Mage.
What if we could get to the Sapphire Mage first and have him do something about her?
Well, that's what I was trying when you pulled me in here, so I hope that we can.
And Luther, he won't expect Luther to do anything smart.
Okay, so let me see real quick here. What's that? Oh,
Pug shot.
pug shot.
Pug shot.
What a bug shot.
CP
How
pug.
about we all do a stealth check to see who has the best chance of getting close?
Oh, that's me.
God, she
Serious,
would
that's me.
say-
Don't even bother. That's me. That's literally my job.
Oh yeah, really. Let's see. Let's put it down, Jeff. Let's go. You go first.
You go first.
What is your plan here? What do you think you're going to accomplish here?
Let's see whose stealth check is better.
Mine is. I have a plus 10. All right. Why are you rolling with advantage? What
They
I
always
don't
do
understand
that.
what you want to stealth for. I'm still confused about that.
It always rolls at advantage. Oh, really?
Noah's I'm set up for this.
Oh, really? I got a 3 in stealth.
Oh, Serafina, Kaya's got the 19 there. Tarja got a
Oh.
17.
Do it.
I don't understand what they're rolling stealth for.
I don't know either. I think
But-
they were trying to see who is more stealthy to see if they can get closer to the Lady
Yeah.
Chiodot. You know, see who can get the closest without, you know.
I think the way that works is we select someone and then we find out if they're stealthy.
Well, it's already
It
going to go
is.
to you, Grandolith.
Because that's what he's set for.
Zach?
And I could go invisible, but
And
that will only get me so far.
So
and I got passed
so
without
while you
trace.
while you were all
Thought we were trying to get to the Sapphire Mage. And not,
while you were all sneaking around the room,
Try to impress me with their stealthiness.
yeah, while you were all sneaking around the room, you notice that Kaida comes into the room and appears. You see this little pseudo dragon fly into the window, and Gavor, you almost didn't realize, but you didn't realize she was gone again. Like you know, you didn't realize she had flown back out the window. So like
Well, she's good that way.
when she flies back in the window, you're like a little surprised. In fact, all of you but Sebastian is surprised. And then you suddenly think the stealthiest person you have here is not even a person at all. It's this invisible pseudo dragon. But you get the impression that the dragon has kind of flown around the castle a bit and has not seen anyone.
Uh-oh.
Like so the Sapphire Mage is nowhere to be found.
Kaida has just informed me that they don't see anyone around. She was out.
Now, Lady Chiodot, you believe, is in her room.
Well, I think we should better make sure where everybody's supposed to be at is at. I think I'll let Kaida go have some fun, see if she's there. She's being she's being like a cat. She's slithering around doing stuff. And she's not doing anything harmful.
That's a good thing.
Okay.
it is concerning that the Sapphire Mage is nowhere to be seen, though.
It is.
Are the golems there?
The golems are there. Yep. Mostly just kind of standing in one spot. You know, like not all together, but like in various spots around the castle. Like there's one upstairs on each side of the mezzanine, and then there's several downstairs in the main hall, and you know, that kind of thing. But they're just basically parked up against the walls. They don't really do a whole lot of anything unless they're intended to do anything.
Right.
All you know is it's late at night and morning is coming quickly. Are you all going to get some rest?
We better get rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I won't get any.
Okay, Zach is going to step away briefly. Why don't we all step away briefly?
Yeah. Okay.
I could use a step away briefly.
I could
Thank
too.
you.
All right.
Okay.
Let's step away briefly. I'm gonna make some coffee too. We'll be right back, guys, and
Alright.
see you in a moment.